and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for April 21st, 2020, Tuesday, 3 p.m. Eastern. I think we have an alternative. I've been sending it out to people. Thanks to Dwayne, our brother, who came up through preconferencing.com, preconferencehd.com, an alternative way to see if you can get on. I know some people have come on, quite a bit early and have had no problem getting on to the call. It's just that we have a lot of people that are trunked in. They don't call in themselves, but they trunk in off of other people's lines. And we just have so many from around the globe that, and then we've got other people that are using the conference because of this virus that's been happening over the last month. So there is an alternative. I've sent it out to people. If you have issues, go ahead and send me an email at thesilvergalaxy@protonmail.com, and I'll send it to you. It gives you really explicit directions. It's real simple. It's not complicated. So hopefully, I think we'll be able to rectify this so that, people can start with ease getting back onto the Global Guided Meditation Call. I've often talked about the love that we are, and that anger, fear, frustration, anxiety, and everything are literally love under pressure. Because we literally are love, and everything about us is love. I think a lot of people don't understand that because they see so many things with each of us and how we respond and how we act. And I think a lot of that is due to the conditioned environment of this planet. And we are I would say, coming around to the understanding that we are love, that everything about us is love. And once you break free of this matrix and this construct here on this planet, you begin to understand that we are not as people view themselves. So it's something for us to spend time with, because it is a constant period. Now, in this transition that we're in, and I'm not talking about this virus, I'm talking about the entire planet, the civilization, and the dimensional frequencies. And when we know everything is a frequency, we begin to understand that each frequency can be lifted through the collective consciousness. Now, we are the collective consciousness. We're part of it. Obviously, the entire population on and above and below this planet is part of the collective consciousness, and everything, when it all is said and done, directs to pure consciousness. So we know that we can move and shift and change just by engaging our intent, creating into reality, and having faith in the universe that it will respond. But when we go, and I think all of us know it, things can happen in a split second that can cause us to spike and aggressive low frequencies. And as soon as we step that way, it's difficult to pull out of it because it catapults us deeper and deeper and deeper into those lower frequencies. This is part of mastering our understanding of who and what we are. It's not something that is front and center for most people here on this planet Earth, Gaia. It's kind of like in the back of our minds, we just do it because it's pretty much what we do. It's just not really thought about. We get frustrated, we get irritated, we get angry, we get anxious, different things occur which cause us to become low frequency. And we know what happens. It takes a while for us to recover. Some of us aren't aware of it, but it's a residual effect when we drop into these lower frequencies. We just, it drags us, it pulls our energy down, it causes us unpleasantness, irritation, and have you ever noticed that it just continues? It doesn't stop. It just continues to progress. Some of us take it, quite heavily to one direction or the other. Others catch ourselves. At least we're conscious enough to catch ourselves so that we say, I'm not going to do this. I don't care to do this. This isn't serving me any greater good. It just irritates me and stresses me out. Now, when you're in those low frequencies, you must remember that you are creating into reality. So, when we understand that 24/7 we're creating into reality, every thought that we embrace, we're creating it into a reality. And we are supreme reality. So, it is being very aware consciously of how you yourself, how you view things, how you perceive and look at things. How the mind, you see it, mind brings it in, then you have the ego mind, and the ego mind embraces it, and it shoots these thoughts at you. And, of course, you have the mind, and the mind, understand that the mind is not emotional. It's the heart mind that's emotional. The mind is not emotional. It is black and white. It only generates different thoughts. The majority of those thoughts are not ours, as I've said before. So when we embrace this, when we understand it, then we know how to navigate it. But when we don't know, and we're really much in the dark, then it becomes an issue for us because it's reckless abandon. You don't really know it, but every step you take, you are creating things into reality. You're moving the frequency and the energy. You have engaged it. Okay? And that's where a lot of people get miscombobulated because so many things come in, so many things happen. And if you're in a negative direction, if you become hurried, frustrated, fearful, whatever that may be, you will attract into reality more of the same. You will have other issues, other challenges that will begin to crop up in your life. But when you know that you know that you have no expectations, you just know that that's if you do this, this is going to happen. Now, if you don't do this, this won't happen. You do this, this will happen. So it's pretty much us managing ourselves and having the authority and the knowledge and the responsibility, if we choose to embrace it, that eventually we won't go there. We won't slip into that. Maybe for a brief moment, maybe for a split second, but not like we mostly do now. We jump into things quite frequently. All of us do. I don't think any of us don't, from one way, shape, form, or another. But we begin to. It's just a habit for us. We just get into this habit, and most of us are not aware. We're just not aware of it because you create the reality you manifest every day, 24/7. And when you know that and you believe it, see, one thing is believing it and accepting it. So you begin to realize that you literally, unmitigatingly, are the master of you. You decide. And you will always decide. It's not something that is fleeting. It is something that is always there. And it is up to each of us to either embrace it or ignore it. It's pretty much how it works. We either embrace it or we ignore it. Unfortunately, there are many who ignore it. Now, we are guided on a continual basis from our God within us. This is why so many people are misguided, because they're trying to guide themselves and they aren't connected with their God, which means that their spiritual and their connection of spiritual. And what is spiritual? Spiritual is knowing that you are the God within, that you have a relationship with the God within, and that you're aware and knowing, and that you are journeying within yourself, and you're understanding, and you're getting a lot of your questions answered of who and what you are. This is a spiritual journey. And a lot of us embrace the physical journey. And this is external. Remember that. The physical journey is external. The spiritual journey is internal. So when you have the physical journey, you are reaching, wanting, grasping, pulling, pushing, shoving your life to what your expectations are. And you do carry expectations. You carry those expectations. And oftentimes we have these expectations that are not fulfilled when we are externally pursuing our existence. So externality means is that you're looking and searching out there for something that you are. Is that wild? So instead of going into your own backyard and finding what you desire, you are seeking it outside of yourself. And this has been taught. This is not something that is our natural state of being. This is a taught application that has gone on for thousands and thousands of years. So it's pretty much ingrained in us, say, and this is why it becomes very difficult for us to break away from that. So when it's the knowing with yourself. You say, so, well, am I going to continue to seek outside myself? Or am I going to turn within me and start getting to know my God and who and what I am, forgiving myself, being gentle with myself, kind with myself, generous with myself, and humble, so that I can understand myself. Forgiving and letting go is paramount, and then obviously the deepest of eternal gratitude 24/7. The gratitude is the primer for our spiritual journey. When we are in deep gratitude, we don't have expectations. And how many times do you get expectations and you get frustrated, you get let down, you let yourself down, you become disappointed, different things take place. These are not good frequencies, but they happen. And when you don't have expectations, you ever notice when you've heard people in conversation, when people say, I never expected to be where I am at this very moment. I never expected that this would happen. And I think we've all been in that at one shape, time, form, or another. And what that means is that those people were not expecting things. They were just going with the flow. You know what? I'm gonna go after this. I'm going to enjoy it, and I won't know what the outcome is, but it looks fun, so I'm going for it. And que sera, sera. Whatever will be, will be. And that's usually those processes. Now when we go into planning, structuring, Going to plan this, going to plan that, going to plan this, plan that, plan this, plan that. Oftentimes, the plans that we make do not end up being the plans that we experience. So it's two different things. Yeah, and a lot of people find out that, and it's not an easy one, because we're connected with this because it's been taught to us throughout the ages. So it's difficult to leave it because it's so comfortable. And then it's the unknown, and then guess what happens? The fear comes in. And then when the fear comes in, the rest is history. So when we say, you imagine, okay, you've got some people that are structured and planning and this and that, and you say to them, they go, "Well, Alice, what's your plan for today?" And you say to them, "Well, I'm going with the flow. I have no expectations for this day. I'm only in the moment and in the now. And I am greatly and deeply, I'm in the deepest of gratitude for that. And I'm enjoying every moment I'm in this body." Well, come on. Most people would go, "Okay, here's a Fruit Loop. This is, she's just not all there," type thing. You have to do this and you have to do that. How can you not plan it? How can you not structure? So we look at all of this and we begin to understand is that everything really, truly, is simple. It isn't complicated. The mind, the ego mind, complicates things for us. It's simple. There's no complications. When things become complicated, there are issues, there are situations. Believe me. And it's usually the ego mind that is causing these energies and frequencies to be generated. So you begin to realize if you choose, that your direction is in spiritual journey, not external journey. Now, a lot of people have talked about, dreaming, and probably don't know what dream dialoguing is. Dream dialoguing is another practice that's powerful that can help anyone create to reality their dream life. And a dream dialogue is a conversation with someone or yourself out loud where you talk about what you most want to manifest or create to reality as if it has already happened. Okay? So, you can achieve anything you want in life if you have the courage to dream it. A lot of people are afraid to dream it because they think that dreaming it is being irresponsible. The intelligence to make a realistic plan and the will to see that plan through to the end. Now that's Sidney A. Friedman, excuse me. You realize something, and it's very compelling. When you design something for yourself, and your intent is genuine, and it's coming from your heart mind, and you have no expectations, genuinely no expectations, because if you do it through the ego mind and say you don't have any expectations, in eventuality you do. But if you go through the heart mind, and you have no expectations, and you're in deep gratitude, and you literally begin to dream about what it is you desire in this life. I mean, vividly through your heart mind. As long as you don't, step in front of that, or doubt, or fear, even fearing and having an expectation and fearing the expectation that it's going to become a reality, and having the fear that it may become a reality. See, these are all little intricacies that our externalism has taught us, okay? Now, if you realize that when you dream generate, okay, creating into reality through your dream, and dream dialoguing basically is just you sitting, or you could be walking, or you could be doing anything, and conscious and awake, and you just start wandering off, and you're talking to yourself. You go, I really want this. I'd really like this. And you're talking to your God. You're talking to the universe. You say, I really will enjoy this, and I am enjoying it. You understand that you embrace the dream as a reality. Therefore, you generate it into, you create it into reality. So dream dialoguing is basically talking to yourself and wandering into the ethers of what you are desiring, what it is that you want. And a lot of us are afraid of it. Now, when you practice this, in the past tense helps you manifest it faster and easier. So when you relax your body about achieving your future dream, your body thinks it has accomplished it. So always dream dialogue or dream, talking to yourself in real time, in the past tense as if it has already occurred. So this emotional mixture of excitement and relief raises your vibrational frequency. You're creating into reality vibrational frequency. You're manifesting. And it attracts your dream faster into the physical form. The present tense is useful for affirming what is already here and now, yet it isn't as powerful as experiencing the feeling that you have already manifested a great desire. If you said, I am now making $5,000 a week, your mind will be continually trying and efforting to make it happen. If you said, I just made $5,000 last week, your mind relaxes and allows for sensations of joy and excitement to occur. And in a few moments, you are feeling and vibrating on that higher level. It always goes into frequency. It's us becoming frequency masters. Okay? It's being able to navigate, understanding what our frequencies are. And only we know that. Only each and every one of us. Okay? Because you know, and it isn't difficult, and it isn't complicated, that you begin to realize that, okay, so I really enjoy whatever it is, okay, whatever it is that you're desiring. I really enjoy using this or experiencing this. I really enjoy having this. This is really fun. So you're doing it, but see, here's the kicker. If you're doing it through the ego mind and not knowing it, it isn't going to become a reality. It is not going to become a reality, and therefore what happens? We get irritated because we again had expectations, and it didn't happen. And we say, why did it happen? Because we fell into lower frequencies and we denoted it, or it was stopped. The only reason that you don't have what you desire is because you stop it. Nothing else there's no other interference. You are either the interference or the acceptance. You're one of the two. So you know, see, by knowing yourself and knowing who and what you are through the spiritual journey within, you then begin to realize that, hey, wait a minute here. Okay. Now, if I'm sitting here and I'm doing some dream dialoguing, which means I'm talking with myself, I'm having a conversation, and I'm going into a dream direction of understanding that I'm talking about that I already have something, I'm already enjoying it. Instead, I'm talking past tense, that I've already received it and already having it. and how wonderful it is. But see, the key is through the heart-mind. The true emotional, the power of the heart-mind is just magnificent. And it's emotion. And so when you pull that in through your heart-mind, you're really living it. You're experiencing it. And understand that anything that you or any of us are desiring, without expectation, we can live it before we materialize it. You see what I mean? It isn't. It's experiencing it for yourself, as if it's already there with you. Now this doesn't bring in doubt. It doesn't bring in fear. It doesn't bring in expectations. It's a knowing. So you navigate it. You master it. And your soul always has a high aim. And since we are love and we are energy born of love, it makes everything it touches new. And look around to what you've created, because I'm going to say that everything that you see on this planet, you've created. You've created it. You're experiencing it. How can you experience something if you haven't created it? We've been taught in a whole false direction. See, this is why we take things for granted. We just kind of, this way. But when you experience things, and everything that you do and walk and say and interact, you are creating it. And you literally are actually moving physical manifestation, things creating into reality. You're not happenstancing it. And you literally, honestly, you can create an imaginary partner if a physical one is not available. And you can have some real fun and get as energetically wild as you possibly can. You remember when you were a kid? I don't know, some of you actually created a friend. You created a friend that you had. Now, the friend to the adults was just an imaginary friend. But to the child, the friend was real. Played in the swing, walked, did all kinds of things with your friend. You had this friend. Now, understand something, that child created into reality a friend. You can do the same thing. You can create into reality anything you desire, as long as you experience it through the heart, mind, and understand that it is real for you. That's all that matters, that it's real for you. It has nothing to do with everyone around you. It is, if it's real for you. And you have these conversations with your friend. And some of us will do it with our God. So we have this conversation with our God within. And we're having this conversation, great conversations that we have, great dialogue. And, when you're talking with God, you say, God, you know something? I'm really enjoying this day because I'm enjoying this, whatever it may be. Now, you may not have it. You're just dreaming it and dialoguing it with yourself and your God or your friend that you've created. And this works because of the fact that you're now progressing and living in the now, and you have created something that is not physically in your holding, but yet you're experiencing the joy of it. You see what I mean? So you're not in the anticipation mode like a child on Christmas morning. You're not in expectation. You're in enjoyment. You're in joy, fun. You're experiencing something that you can literally create into reality. It's interesting, but it's real. It's true. And each of us have this ability that we can literally, through communicating through our heart, mind, and having this living in the now and experiencing it whatever it is you're desiring, but yet it has not been created in reality yet, hasn't manifested. But by doing this, you accelerate the process, and it does arrive. It will arrive. It will arrive. It never doesn't arrive. And when it does arrive, you've already been experiencing the joy of it. This is where the dream dialoguing comes. That's what we call it, dreaming and dialoguing. You're communicating either with a friend that you've created. You can communicate it with a real friend or a spouse or whatever. And you can literally do this ongoing basis. Now, some people are more private. They say, well, I'm just going to create my own friend, or I'm going to dialogue with my God. And I'm going to talk about this, whatever it is you desire. Now, if it's money and you don't have it yet, you literally start dream dialoguing with your created friend or your God or a real, physical friend. And as you dream dialogue, you're talking about, man, I'm really enjoying this. This is phenomenal. It's fantastic. This is splendid. It's a great joy to be experiencing this. And I really enjoy I love money. Money is wonderful, and I enjoy having it. It's a wonderful thing. I can do so many things with it, help so many people. It's a wonderful thing. And I'm enjoying it. It doesn't mean that you're going out spending money you don't have. That's what they call fake it until you make it. This is not that way. This is where you are in the joy of the actual thought that you've brought into created a reality as you dream dialogue with yourself. And as you're dream dialoguing, you begin to create it of the joy and the feeling and the emotion. Not so much the physical, but the joy and the emotion of experiencing it. And so as you do this without expectations, without you're flowing with it, it becomes a reality. It will come to you. It is an inevitability. You have nothing stopping it. You're not stopping it. You're experiencing it. See? And it is your natural state of being. You're the energy born of love. And the energy born of love is creative. And when we finally embrace this and we finally understand it, it has already happened. Everything that you think about in high frequency, okay? We're not talking about dipping down in the lower frequencies. Everything that you think about in high frequency, it has already happened. Okay? And what that means is that you start dream dialogue, you start living the fact and enjoying the feeling of having great wealth, great prosperity, great abundance. That's just one avenue. There's many. Great love, great romance, great health. Whatever it may be that you desire to focus on, you start dream dialoguing with yourself, or you create a friend, or you dream dialogue with your God, and you're living it. See? You're emotionally, joyously experiencing it. And I can guarantee you, it's going to come into your life. You are going to have that. See? But when we get expectations, when we project externally, when we're gripping and clawing and hugging and holding and trying to drag it in, 9 times out of 10 we block it. We just block it. So it has already happened. So if you will, go to the place where you're disrupted, and I am sure we all are. And the first thing we would like to do is relax our bodies. And relaxing our bodies is so important. And again, we oversee this. And we talk with our bodies and say, it's time to relax. We're going to meditate. And you release all the negatives in the cervical spine, your neck, all the stresses, anxieties, whatever you're carrying, whether it's this life or any lives, let it go. It's like emptying out your pockets before you retire for the night, before you go to sleep. You just dump it all out and leave it. It's like emptying the mind. And so when you do this, the body relaxes, eases. And as the body eases and relaxes, you move into the now. And the now is all we have. It's all we've ever had. Most of us spend most of our lives looking, trying to figure out the future, and in expectation. Or we go into the past, which is dead, it's inert. We've experienced all these things in the past. They don't serve us really any good at all. But a lot of us will go into the past, drag the past into a future that doesn't exist, and create our future from the past and relive the past in our future. And it is a seductive avenue, but I wouldn't recommend it. So then what you do is you create your future from the now. And you create that future exactly as you desire. And you can dream dialogue with that future. And you can take one piece at a time, and you can experience it as if it has already happened. And then immerse yourself in the heart-mind joy of it. So the now also stills the mind. And people say, what does that mean, still the mind? It means that you don't have all that noise and chatter that we all do. Constant thoughts, constant things, from every direction, 24/7. We still it because we're only in the now. So therefore, there's nothing in the future, there's nothing in the past, there's just the now. And that's what stills the mind and the chatter. So as we do this, we want to breathe. And breathing is just powerful. It's paramount. It relaxes us. It lowers our blood pressure. It relaxes the body. It calms us. It allows us to fall into a quiet, a peace. And when we have all this and we breath in, remember that the breath is energy, it's frequency, it's power. So visualize this in your heart mind. As you breath in, you're breathing in divine positive energy, but you breath it in through the sacral chakra, and you visualize this. Sacral chakra is right in the groin area. So you take the sacral chakra and you move this air. Breathe and breath it in nice and easy. You pull it up through the center of your body, through all of your chakras, up into the throat chakra, through the heart, up into the throat chakra, up into the brain and brain cavity. Okay? And as you do this, you hold it, you sustain that air, that breath, just for a brief moment. And in the brief moment, maybe 3 seconds, I am light, I am love, I am power, I am joy, I am bliss. And as you do this, you condense it in pressure, and it turns into liquid energy frequency. And you use it to saturate the pineal gland. Pineal gland is your gateway to all the particles of existence and beyond consciousness. So, and as you literally saturate the pineal in this every time, pineal begins to open up. It becomes flexible, resilient, expands, and it opens up that gateway. So as you do this, you want to do this at least 6 times while I'm talking. You bring it in, bring it up through your chakras, up and over into the brain cavity, and let it just saturate that liquid, saturate the pineal gland. And you pull it in, and it comes back out and around, and you keep this motion going. And remember, it is divine positive energy. It's always messages. And the messages come through the God within you and in through the heart mind, and never the ego mind. And so these are vibrational frequencies. They are not voices in the head. They're vibrational frequencies. You feel it. Your communication is connected with it. And it communicates with you as that it has already happened. Whatever you're desiring has already happened. And enjoy it. Embrace it. Without expectations. Through the heart mind. Watch the magic take place when you do this. Watch the magic take place when you do this. Obviously, we have the ego mind. The ego mind is the opposite. Ego mind says, no, that's not going to work. Don't do that. Just go over here. I'll take you by the hand like I always do, and you'll be fine. Okay? So your knowledge about the ego mind is that, ego mind, I'm in charge here. You're not. Take a seat. So we're one with the heart mind. We're one with the God within us. And we're one with these bodies. And we are all consciously aware that we are of the highest, deepest, eternal love from the highest, deepest, eternal love and the highest and deepest, eternal gratitude. And we have others with us right now. We have the archangels, cherubim, seraphim, archetypes, all of them. This is a civilization that vibrates at a higher frequency. And they love us, and we love them. There's trillions of them. Sometimes they appear in humanoid form just to give us a reminder of the joy that we experience every second of being in these bodies. What a glorious experience it is to experience the body in this life. Now, as many as 50 or 60,000 can surround any one of us at any one time, and it is pure bliss. They take up a very small amount of space because of their vibrational frequency. And they've been with us since the beginning. And we have the Ascended Masters, Kuan Yin, Maitreya, Buddha, Lakshmi, Ganesh, Gaia, Saint Germain, Sananda Jesus, El Moria, Abundantia, Pell, Thought, many, many, many more. And they have mastered ascension out of the body, and they hold their God form. What is a God form? God form is pure consciousness. It's exactly what it is. And they are around and assist us. And they've been assisting us for a very long time, and assisting us for us to master our ascension. We're ascended into body to experience physical form. They're out of body. They're in God form. And they've chosen that and mastered it. We are in the process of mastering it. They're consciously aware that they're of the highest, deepest, eternal love from the highest, deepest, eternal love and the highest and deepest, eternal gratitude. And so we're all here, and in this now, in this meditation, and we move to form a circle of light, a halo, around the equator of this planet Earth, Gaia. And all that there is the light. This light is so bright It's nothing like here on Earth. It is so brilliant that it is 1 billion times brighter than the sun. And all you see is this light. And the light is the highest of highest high frequencies, the deep eternal love and gratitude of which we're made, of love. Illuminates, it lights up. It literally grays out the darkness of space. So as we do this, we begin to levitate up above the planet, this halo, this circle of pure light frequency. So as we do this, we come into a gossamer field. Gossamer field is everywhere. It's flooding, saturating, and bathing everything. And we see these flashes, brilliant, vibrant colors, frequencies, and reflections, and glitter. And we have the emerald green flaming healing light of Archangel Raphael. This is a column that reminds us that we are the power of healing. We have the violet, blue, purple flaming light of Archangel Michael. This is the column that reminds us that we are omnipotently powerful, divine beings of great strength and resolve. We have the purple transmuting flame. This is a column that reminds us that if we lower our vibrational frequencies, if we dip into deeply enough hate, anger, frustration, anxiety, hurriedness, combativeness, defensiveness, we will let in the lower survival matter frequencies. And when we do this, we understand that the purple transmuting flame, we can call upon at any time, that we can literally transmute those low frequencies into neutral light substance and literally send them back to the pure consciousness for repurposing. We have the violet ray. This is the column that reminds us that we can bring it right in behind the purple transmuting flame, and we can purify the area where we allow these low dark matter frequencies to come in. And that literally lifts our frequency up and higher up into connection with source creation. We also have the white fire. The white fire is our armor. The white fire is the highest of highest high vibrational frequencies of deep eternal love and gratitude. Now, we maintain this. We choose to maintain that. And we keep our frequency as high as possible. And we keep lifting it and elevating it in joy and bliss and peace and gentleness and kindness. So as we do this, it lifts our frequency. And so the white fire, our armor, is impenetrable. And all of these low dark matter frequencies cannot sustain themselves even for a split second around us. It's only when we allow ourselves to lower our frequencies that we let the door, or we open the door for them to come in. But we are also reminded that we have the power in the columns to literally eliminate that. We have the golden white pink light of source creation. That which created prime source creator God, that which created mother, father God, the feminine, masculine, everything. That's what created us out of deep, pure, eternal love. Consciousness, pure consciousness. So, we also see this massive column that we've created. This column is larger than the solar system. And you can see it from its top. It's in 360 degrees all the way around. It's cascading down a pure, liquid, vibrational frequency of deep, eternal love and gratitude. And it is continually saturating, flooding, and bathing all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever on this planet Earth, Gaia, throughout this whole system, solar system, and all the planets. It's a phenomenal sight to visualize in your heart mind. Now, we call upon, as we move outside the body, those of us carrying physical form, As we move outside the body, we float above our heads, and we immediately call out to all the light energy beings who are in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever, beyond, and forever, and who are consciously aware that they are of the highest, deepest, eternal love from the highest, deepest, eternal love and the highest and deepest, eternal gratitude. They're in full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity, humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, and benevolence. And they come in the gigaplexes. One gigaplex fills this entire universe. They come in the trillions of gigaplexes. View them, watch them as they come in through the heart mind. And arm in arm, hand in hand, their gods with our gods with theirs, they are with us in this now, in this meditation, this circle of light. They are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude and the highest of deepest eternal love. We are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude and the highest of deepest eternal love. And we are the one. We are the God. We are the love. And our God-light energy is absolutely everywhere, continues to intensify, and it continues to expand. We call upon all the inhabitants of inner earth, hollow earth, Agartha, beneath earth, all of these civilizations, many, 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 and only those who are of the highest, deepest, eternal love from the highest, deepest, eternal love and the highest, deepest, eternal gratitude, and are consciously aware, join us in this meditation, this now, in this circle of light. They're in full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity, humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, and benevolence. They come in the billions. Their gods with our gods with theirs, arm in arm, hand in hand. They are with us in this now, in this meditation, in the circle of light. They are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude and the highest of deepest eternal love. We are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude and the highest of deepest eternal love. And we are the one. We are the God. We are the love. And our God-light energy is absolutely everywhere, continues to intensify, and continues to expand. We call upon all the galactics, all the off-worlders, many, many, many civilizations, only those who are consciously aware that they are of the highest, deepest, eternal love from the highest, deepest, eternal love and the highest of deepest, eternal gratitude, and join us in this now, in this meditation, this circle of light. And they are consciously aware. They're in full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity, humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, and benevolence. And just to name a fraction of our familiarity of them, the Syrians, the Pleiadians, the Arcturians, and the Andromedans. Many, many, many more. And they come. Their gods with our gods with theirs, arm in arm, hand in hand. They are with us in this meditation, in this now, in this circle of light. They have been assisting us in our evolution, in our enlightenment, in our ascension, freeing ourselves from our own self-imposed bondage and slavery. And they come in the billions. And they are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude and the highest of deepest eternal love. And we are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude and the highest of deepest eternal love. And we are the one. And we are the God. And we are the love. And our God-light energy is absolutely everywhere, and it continues to intensify, and it continues to expand. We call upon all of our loved ones, all of those who have ascended out of body in this lifetime and all lifetimes that we've inhabited. And only those who are consciously aware that they are of the highest, deepest, eternal love from the highest, deepest, eternal love and the highest and deepest eternal gratitude, can join us in this now, in this meditation, in this circle of light. They're in full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity, humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, and benevolence. And they come in the billions, arm in arm, hand in hand, their gods with our gods with theirs. They are with us in this now, in this meditation, in this circle of light. They are of the highest, of the deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude, and of the highest of deepest eternal love. We are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude, and the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and we are the one. And we are the God, and we are the love, and our God-light energy is absolutely everywhere and continues to intensify, and it continues to expand. We call upon all the light energy beings who have decided to be housed in the following forms on, in, above, and below this planet Earth Gaia in this now, in this meditation, in this circle of light. And just to name a fraction of them, the fairies, the sprites, the elves, the gnomes, the dwarves, the trees, the elementals, earth, air, water, fire, ether, the mermaid, the dolphin, the whale, the pegasus, the unicorn, the centaur, the minotaur, many, many, many more. And only those who are consciously aware that they are of the highest, deepest, eternal love from the highest, deepest, eternal love and the highest and deepest, eternal gratitude can join us in this now, in this meditation, in the circle of light. They're in full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity, humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, and benevolence. And they come in the trillions, shapes, colors, sizes, forms, configurations of which we have never, ever seen before. Their gods with our gods with theirs, arm in arm, hand in hand. They are with us in this now, in this meditation, and this circle of light. They are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude and the highest of deepest eternal love. We are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude and the highest of deepest eternal love. And we are the one. And we are the love, and we are the God, and our God-light energy is in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever, and it continues to intensify, and it continues to expand. We look up and we see our meditative sphere that sits center circle. We all created this sphere over 2 years ago. It holds all of our meditations in perpetual motion. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of them. Around 800 meditations, all being held and sustained in perpetual motion by our intent, the collective consciousness, all of the highest of the deepest eternal love and gratitude, constantly flooding and saturating and bathing us in this pure love, light energy, lifting our frequencies in us, above us, below us, around us. That's why the sphere can be heard, seen, and felt, and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. And it continues to intensify, and it continues to expand, because we continue. We continue to intensify, and we continue to expand. And the vibrational frequencies of this planet and all of us continues to elevate. It continues to ascend. This is the creating into reality the paradise, the heaven on earth, the God planet. And it has already we created this massive column. It is larger than the solar system. This column cascades in a 360-degree array of a golden ocean of waterfall and saturates all of us, all things, and literally imbues us with the higher and higher and higher frequencies of the deepest eternal love and gratitude. And it has already happened. We look down and we see all the brothers and sisters of this planet, all life, the highest value in the universes. And they too are being saturated, flooded and bathed in this magnificent, brilliant light of the highest, deepest eternal love and the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude. Always, eternally. It has already happened. Join in the meditation and I'll return to close us out. take this with you for the rest of the day into the evening and night, and the following morning, and do some dream dialoguing with yourself. Communicate within. Experience emotionally through the heart-mind what it is you desire, and see what happens. Because at that stage, when you do that, then with your emotions, you have already accepted that it has already happened. You're living it through the heart-mind. We will be back here tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern, Wednesday, April 22nd, 2020, 3 p.m. Eastern, for the Continued Global Guided Meditation Call. And we will also be back here tomorrow night at 9 p.m. for the Time for Change call.